Hi, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this post that I seen on, I think it's the comedian Schuler King. Don't know the guy, just reacting to content, but he does be funny. So it says, men who don't want stepchildren are sassy. And I've talked about this topic before about, single moms talking about if, a man doesn't want to be a stepdad, then he's just not built for that. He's not a special type of man and this, that, and the third. And while I do agree, it does take a special certain man to be able to take on somebody else's youth is not something that would diminish your manhood. It's not something that you should be ashamed of if you don't want to be with a woman who has another man's seed. That's just like I guess shaming them for that is absolutely wild. I know I have boys. I'm not about to tell them, "Hey, you need to go and find you a woman with with another man's seed." Like it just doesn't make sense for me. So I'm going to be logical about the situation. But I'm going to go ahead and just play the video just to see his reaction. But it says in the post, single successful men that don't date women with youngins is so sassy to me. Baby, how you a grown man but scared of some yids. How you allow some yids to let you miss out on this good woman. It's giving you weak. Okay. And you have the little, the wonderful kids set up. I like the little matching outfits. That's cute. And it be these, beautiful women that are just like the most, it's just like they waste themselves and it's just really sucky to see. But I'm gonna play the video real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody, I don't know why we love to keep this debate going. Some young lady, like a young lady with children said that grown men, successful men who don't want to date women with children are so sassy to her. How could you be a grown man and be scared of some kids? How you gonna let some kids keep you from being with a good woman? Y'all gotta stop that. Every time, a man does something that you don't like, you can't just be calling it sassy just because you don't like it. If he's a grown man, look, grown man, and it goes for women too. Women do have the right to not want a man based on his family dynamic. If his family dynamic ain't your preference, then sis, you got the right to walk the hell off too. You do know that, right? You can opt out other kids and the baby mama drama and all that. You sure can. So when a man decides, hey, look, you got these kids, I don't feel like dealing with them cheering. They don't like me. I know I'm not gonna like them. I know I ain't gonna like the baby daddy. If I spend my hard-earned money booking everybody for a trip, if I say let's all go to something, if we want to go to Cabo, I gotta take you and the 3 kids to Cabo, and then your baby daddy gonna make up something to he gonna figure out a way to mess up the trip. Don't nobody feel like having to jump through loopholes for all these extra people when you can just find somebody who ain't got that. And I'm just saying it's preference. If somebody is saying, hey, I love you enough to where I'm going to accept the children and all that comes with it, then cool. But you can't say that somebody who don't want to do that is sassy. No. They just getting the hell on. That's what they do. Anyway, my stand-up special. Anybody want to tell me?
So yeah, it's true. It's true. And it's like there are those situations. I mean, people will say and have all of these rules and these stipulations. I've experienced it. And then they meet you, y'all click. If y'all click, and then things can happen. Like people, like a lot of these male podcast gurus that hop on and call stepdads. I forgot what's his name. I'll put him up there. The YouTuber that basically belittling and putting down stepdads. I don't agree with that neither. Don't be just because you don't know the situation. You're not in everyone's bedroom. And as far as I'm concerned, I heard you be up there flirting with women. So your marriage, I mean, what what I'm saying? I'm not trying to come into my marriage, but that's something that I don't know wouldn't be tolerable, for any marriage. I don't see that as a successfully happy marriage. I mean, as far as like business relationship goes, I could see that. What's his name? Anton Daniels. There we go. With Anton Daniels, like I could see, that just being like a business thing because I don't know, that's embarrassing to me to be up there, and that's what I've heard, to be, whatever the case is with other women, and then trying to put down any man that decides to be a stepdad. And you'll see content talking about stepdads and how, they'll come out the woodwork and say, this is what I went through as a stepdad, and they got played. But there are those situations that come out good. They're just not on the internet. See, on the internet, the thing that gets the most views is the negative thing. Like, for example, with Jamaica and the hurricane that just happened, immediately you saw the clips and the videos of American black tourists, so-called black tourists, snapping on the Jamaicans.
So why couldn't we leave when y'all fucking feeding us pastries for breakfast and we still had to pay full price to stay here? Like, come on.
May I ask where you're going now?
We going to get something to eat.
Everything, no, everything closed across the street. Everything closed. Gas station, shopping mall, everything closed.
So what are y'all doing for gas? You all knew this storm was coming, right? So you gonna give us bag lunches, bag breakfast, some pastries? That's so disrespectful.
Not being, yes, there are definitely those prudent, selfish, ignorant, ignoramus people that exist and don't care about what anybody's going through. They just want to make sure that they came out for their vacation, and they want to get their food and stuff their faces. That's just what they want to do. That those people do exist, and it got millions of views. But there were those instances where there were tourists, good black American tourists, that were helping to clean up in the effort, that saw the devastation and wanted to help and have a helping hand. And yeah, it got views, but not as much views as the drama. So I was pleasantly surprised that it didn't get as much views as the positive stuff on TikTok, but it definitely was used on YouTube. But still, like as you can see, I try to type in Jamaicans being held by like black tourists. Mostly the drama comes up on YouTube. Definitely did see a lot of views on TikTok, but it's just making a point at this point. So of course you're gonna see those bad examples. Of course you're gonna see those type of things from the stepdads that married trash women. But there are good women out there that just happen to be single moms. Like, we live in a travesty of a society that's falling away from God, unfortunately. So it's going to create chaos. It's going to create confusion. It's going to trick a lot of people that otherwise would have been great wives, would have been great husbands for a one unit family household, but it just ended up being broken because it wasn't done with the strongest foundation, which is the Most High. And in this situation, the woman is calling this any of those, men sassy. What she really meant to say is she feels salty. She feels salty because a man will deny her for her looks. Because if you willing to say that, I can't I can't see her having too much of an amazing personality. I'm not saying that she don't, but a lot of women focus so much on their looks that they feel like they're better than people, and it creates a person that you don't really want to be around too much. Like really think about it, men or women. If you I can't really, I can speak on that. I feel like, I don't know, but just a scenario question for you. Okay. There's a woman, she is beautiful, she's fine, she's everything that you ever desired, but she has a stank personality. Are you going to stick it out? Not only that, she got her some kids. Okay, she got her some youth. She has a bad personality. If she looked less attractive, would you stick around? Would you continue to tolerate her if she, wasn't the 10 that you wanted? You know what I'm saying? If she was knocked down a 5 points or so, you probably wouldn't. And that's just what it is. Men are visual creatures. And, she's probably feeling salty because her looks didn't carry her through the situation to where it wasn't strong enough for the man to be like, hey, I'll take on everybody's situation. And there are men out there for her that will take on this whole situation and stick around with her just for looks, but it may not be her ideal scenario in the long run. But I mean, I'm coming out here as a relationship guru. I just wanted to put my 2 cents, my wisdom in it. based off of experience. And just hope that you seeing this as a woman to be mindful about who you lay down with. All right, God said it's better to marry than to burn. It's for a reason. Even if you aren't a virgin and just pump the brakes, close your legs, open up your Bible. Okay, don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough for something. God is the one who decides that. The Most High is the one that decides that. A lot of these men out here will talk down on single moms or tell women they've hit some type of wall or whatever the case is, but they themselves aren't all put together. It's all put. There's a lot of keyboard warriors on these internet streets. Okay, the Most High is the final say. Period. Okay, and as long as He knows your heart and He knows what the truth is, whatever He has for you, He has for you. All right, and the protection and the glory will be over you if you follow His commands. Show Him that you love Him. Okay, I do have a book out, Melanated and Expecting, essentially going over things that I wish I knew before, during, and after becoming a mother. If you do want to show your support while getting edified on things like birth certificates, epidural, just different situations and things to keep your kids protected and safe from the nanotechnology that they're putting out there, things you can't really talk about on the internet, you can go ahead and see the link in the description or the pinned comment. Really appreciate your support. And I also see you out there. If you show a like or if you subscribe, that really helps out the channel, gets more views out there, gets more eyeballs onto this content, if you feel like more people should be hearing about this. But with all that being said, more importantly, seek the Most High. Okay, through Christ we have this opportunity to elevate to new levels in this thing, to go surpass this matrix, break free from the virtual chains that they have put on society and our people throughout the years, and finally be in peace. Okay, pick up your Bible. I recommend the King James Version, even if it's a few pages a day, will open your eyes and blow your mind to the truth, as well as, of course, is creating that relationship with Him. Stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.